Okay. Morning. Committee on Transportation has a 11:05 agenda. It's Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. Conference room 423, Hawaii State Capitol. Members on Zoom and members of the audience here. Thank you for being here. We do have a 2-minute testimony limit. This just ensures that we have enough time for everyone. And we're going to be doing decision making, just FYI. We're going to be doing decision making after the second bill, Senate Bill 3152, once we have quorum. Okay. But we're going to proceed with the agenda. Okay, if we don't have it. Okay, let's start. Senate Bill 2898, Senate Draft 2, House Draft 1, relating to community development. Okay, up first we have BNF. Okay, with comments. Okay, DLNR.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Ian Hirokawa with DLNR Land Division. We'll stand on our testimony in support of the measure and be available for any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, HCDA.
Good morning, Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Ilagan, and members of the committee. Craig Nakamoto for Hawaii Community Development Authority. We stand on our written testimony in support of 2898 SD2 HT1, and I'm available for questions. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
Sorry, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, members, we do have late testimony from the Office of Planning and Sustainable Development, Ruby Edwards.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. My name is Ruby Edwards. I'm testifying on behalf of the Office of Planning and Sustainable Development. We strongly support this measure. In our work with the TOD Council, we found that there's a real need to provide a mechanism to expedite and address gaps in timely construction infrastructure in TOD areas. So we really believe that HCDA has the tool set necessary to undertake this kind of programming, and we support the establishment of the TOD Infrastructure Improvement Program under HCDA at this time, this session. However, I wanted to note in our testimony that we do have some concerns about the governance structure for the program. So we would hope that that would be able to be worked out perhaps in the interim. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Maui Chamber of Commerce. Okay, in opposition, any others wishing to testify? Senate Bill 2898. House Draft 1. Yes, none. Members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, let's move on to the next measure. Senate Bill 3152, Senate Draft 1. This makes an emergency appropriation to the DOT. Okay, up first, DOT Director.
Good morning, Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Ilagan, honorable members of the committee. My name is Patrick McCain. I'm Deputy Director. The DOT is in support of the measure, and in the interest of time, we would like to stand on our written testimony. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy. Any others wishing to testify? Okay, seeing none, we're going to recess for decision making. Okay, thank you very much, members. We're gonna reconvene. Okay, for decision-making on the two bills on the agenda. Up first, Senate Bill 2898, House Draft 1. Senate Draft 2, House Draft 1. Members, the recommendation is to move this out as is. Okay, any questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair, House unamended.
Thank you, Chair. The Chair recommends to move SB 2898 SD to HD1 as is. Chair, Vice Chair votes aye. Representative Clark,
Aye.
Representative Hashimoto.
Aye.
Representative Kitagawa is excused. Representative Lopresti.
Aye.
Representative Nakamura.
Aye.
Representative Takumi.
Aye.
Representative Matsumoto.
Aye.
Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. Moving on to Senate Bill 3152, Senate Draft 1. Members, the recommendation is to move this as a House Draft 1. We'll be making some technical amendments. And then we're also going to be inserting 20 million to increase the total amount of funding to 35 million for FY 21 through 22. And we're going to be making this bill clean upon approval. Okay. Any questions or concerns, members? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Noting the excused absence of Representative Kitagawa, any members wishing to vote with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. Let's move on and proceed with our agenda. Up next, HCR 29, HR 25. This encourages DOT to work with stakeholders to develop a holistic management plan for a certain area in Maui County. Okay. Members, we do have testimony from the Hawaii Public Utilities Commission.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. I will stand on our written testimony, offering comments available for any questions. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. Okay, Michael Molina, council member. Okay, support members, we do have late testimony from DOT.
Thank you, Chair Kino, Vice Chair Iligan, honorable members of the committee. The DOT is in support of the intent of the measure, and we would like to stand on our written testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Thomas Bacon. Okay, in support. Any others wishing to testify? HCR 29, HR 25. Seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, let's move on to the next set of resolutions. HCR 156, HR 156. Okay, this requests DOT to take all necessary steps to expedite work on certain areas on the leeward coast of Oahu, okay, among other things. Okay, let's see. Okay, Patrick McCain.
Chair
DOT.
Aquino, Vice Chair Iligan, honorable members of the committee. The DOT is in support of the intent of the measure. We provide comments and we would like to stand on our written testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Michael Rice. Okay, in support. Okay, members, any others wishing to testify? Or excuse me, members of the public, any others wishing to testify on HCR 156, HR 156? Okay.
Aloha, I'm Lynette Cruz. I live
Aloha.
in Waianae. Absolutely support this bill. That bridge has been building like forever. We're done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any others? Yes.
Aloha, I'm Kelina Kahau. Yes, I am from the Waianae Moku, and sorry, we just came from another resolution, but I'm younger than Auntie, and Auntie's seen that bridge going. So my kids always say, "Ma, when that bridge will be finished?" I said, "Well, We need to talk to these guys right here. That's why we're here. So please, I remember growing up, we was the last ones to get the bus. We was the last to get the express bus. I don't want the last again. We're not Hawaii Kai, we in Waianae Moku. This needs to be done. We have people there that needs to be cared for as well. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, please.
Aloha, kako. My name is Georgiana Ke'olai Halawaikikua Navarro, and I'm actually a transplant from Kapahulu, so I know I've seen the busy, but out in Waianae is where my heart is, and seeing all what I see already, our voices need to be heard, and it needs to be corrected, and I support this bill. And mahalo, and thank you for letting us come and be part of this. Mahalo nui.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I am in support of this bill because, again, we are always the last one to get anything that we need in Waianae. I live in Waipahu. I would appreciate you, Mr. Aquino, to continue fighting for Waianae because you're the voice. All of you guys are the voices that are turned off. A'ole. We need help. You know it. How long does it take to get to Waianae? Hour and a half? Why? The bridge. Thank you for the support. Again, Ziona na ho'oi kaika holo holo kulani. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, any others wishing to testify, please?
Morning, members. My name is Gloria Santos. As a kupuna from Waianae and having to travel that road sometimes, just to get to an appointment in Kapolei, sometimes we have to leave an hour and a half just to get there on time. And you're lucky if you get there on time. And sometimes doctors don't like you to sit there, sit and wait for 10 minutes. You're late. We always have to call and say, stuck in traffic, I'll be there hopefully in time. We need that done. It's been too long. Our people, especially our kupuna that have to drive that road, you don't want to sit in traffic. We don't want to sit in traffic. It's frustrating. It's just mind blowing, and we just want it done as soon as possible. ASAP. Thank you.
We get the message. Thank you. Any others want to testify, please? Yeah.
Hello, Chair, Vice Chair, and your staff here. My name is Rocky Naiole. I'm also from the Waianae Moku. I reside in Waianae for the last maybe 62 years. I'm 70, going to be 75. No, 74. Anyway, yes, I am fully in support of this bill. We need to, because Waianae is one way in and one way out. So the traffic is tremendous. And took me, I always give myself, when I live in Waianae, coming to town, I give myself at least 2.5 hours. So you don't know if you're gonna run into any other traffic or accident. So I give myself, this morning I gave myself 2 hours to get here, and I made it on time. So I thank all of you for your support and also inviting us here to speak on behalf of this bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Yep, please.
Hello, my name is Heather Graber and I live in Waianae, and I am fully in support of 156. Like everyone, all the kapuna have said, there is only one way in and out, and it's under construction, and it takes several hours to get into town and out for our family to come into work, go to the hospital, go get groceries that aren't in Waianae. So it's very important to have the connection complete as soon as possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any others wishing to testify? Okay, seeing none, members, any questions? Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Okay, let's move on to the next set of resolutions. HCR 125, HR 125. Okay, Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, up first, we have Gerard Silva. In opposition. Okay, members, we do have late testimony. Okay, DOE.
Good morning. Good morning, Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Ilagan. My name is Raymond Fujino, TA Director for the Office of Curriculum and Instructional Design. On behalf of Interim Superintendent Keith Hayashi, the department stands on its written support and written testimony and support.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, members, we do have late testimony from DOT.
Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Ilagan, honorable members of the committee, the DOT is in support of the measure and we would like to stand on our written testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy. Okay, any others wishing to testify? HCR 125, HR 125. Okay, seeing none, members, any questions? Yes. Rep. Hashimoto.
I guess this question is for the Department of Education. Thanks for being here. You know, I'm reading your testimony that says that you're trying to get instructors trained, but under the new requirements instituted by the DOT, it has made it more difficult for the department to make up for the backlog. So what are the new requirements from the DOT that you're having problems on that is stopping you from getting these people onboarded, which to me is critical?
I have Jan Meeker here. Okay. She's our resource teacher for our Department of Education Driver's Ed program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome the opportunity to provide you with some information. As of February of this year, we received a notice from the Department of Transportation that the requirements to become a trainer was revised. And so out of the 11 that we used to have statewide, we're down to 1, which makes it difficult for us to reach the teachers who want to become new instructors. One of the requirements is that they have to have a general excise tax license in order to teach, which we find to be a problem for us. We normally would have our own trainers train in-house, and the registration fee is like $50. Right now, we know the going rate or the rate being charged to individuals on the private side to become an instructor is around $1,500 to $2,000. So that's we're not approved to have any teacher certification class this year until our teachers can meet the new requirements.
So they want you to have a general excise tax license, even though they're employees of the DOE teaching the class.
Yes.
Okay, that makes no sense. But so I'm sure it's making it difficult to get these teachers recruited, right?
We're stuck right now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Yes, Chair, do you think we can do a follow-up with DOT?
Yes, please proceed.
Department of Transportation? I
yes,
guess
sir.
the question is are you aware that this is a problem with the DOE, and what is the department trying to do to alleviate the situation to get more teachers into the classroom to teach this class? I think part of it is, you know, my office did some background research because we heard that people were having really hard time getting driver's ed classes on Maui, and some of them have to actually go to Oahu to get some of the classes. And so we called DOT to see what's going on, but I think part of it is you're being very inflexible in trying to mitigate this situation. So I'm just wondering if you're aware of the severity of this issue regarding driver's education.
Yes, sir. If I may, I'd like to defer to one of our staff folks that are on the line, either Sherry or Carrie. Could you weigh in, please?
Good morning, Chair and Vice Chair and the committee. I think DOE is getting a little mixed up on the Train the Trainer program versus new instructor programs. So currently the DOE had multiple instructors on Maui, and we recently did certify multiple teachers on Maui, Lanai, Molokai, all together. I believe the problem is there's a lot of coordinators versus instructors. So currently, the amount of people that are teaching is not sufficient enough in regards to the coordinators. And in regards to the GT license, the reason why we did expand it is because we allowed and expanded the train the trainer program to be statewide, not just only DOE or not just commercial, because we are one program.
So what specifically has the Department of Transportation been doing to figure out this backlog? Because it's not just because of the pandemic. The backlog has been happening for years, right? This is something that has been going on, and not because of DOE's fault, but I think there's a lot of trying to have private people do it, which is fine. I think DOE is one component. I think to me, it's really a Department of Transportation regulation issue. So what has DOT been doing to try and get more people educated? Because that's the bottom line. We instituted driver's education because we want safe drivers, right? We want to encourage them to take the class, right? So what has DOT specifically been doing to alleviate that situation?
See, thank you for that question. DOT actually has opened up, since Governor Ige's supplementary proclamation, we've actually opened up virtual classes since June 1st, 2020. And this allowed both commercial and DOE to teach from their houses or in Zoom to extend our program out to the students. So after that, we also extended from behind the wheel classes from July 1st to in working with DMV to make sure that we kind of catch up and both are allowed to kind of grow together and make sure that we cover the people, the students that were affected by the pandemic. And in August 1st, 2020, we also opened up the classroom. And then as of as of September 1st, 2001, we went full capacity along with the DOE standards. So honestly, we've done our best, I feel, in trying to extend the classes open, but I feel that the commercial side, it was a big also risk for their business, for the new instructors. So a lot of the new instructors waited until probably this year where Governor lifted all these mandates. But as far as the DOE side, I feel that they could have opened, they had every opportunity to open accordingly, but of course that's up to the principals and we cannot regulate that. But I feel that we've done our best in opening up since June 1st, 2020, to make sure that our backlog is kind of taken care of. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chair.
Representative, I will add that I did see a half a dozen go through this morning that the director was signing off on. So just add that little bit. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Members, any other questions? Seeing none, let's move on to the next. HR 153, HR 153. Okay, this would request the counties to develop an option that would allow residents to remit their vehicle registration taxes and fees on a prorated biannual basis, okay, among other things. Okay, up first, we have Gerard Silva. Okay, in opposition. Rice. Okay, in support. Okay, any others wishing to testify? Okay, seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, let's move on to the next pair of resolutions, HR 103, HR 99. Okay, up first, we have the PUC. Chair Griffin.
Hello, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. I will stand on our written testimony offering comments and can answer any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Members, that's all the testimony we have for these resolutions. Any others wishing to testify? Seeing none, members, any questions? HCR 103, HR 99. Okay, seeing none, let's move on to the next, HCR 141, HR 141. So this would urge DOT to name the Mokulele bike path after former state rep Joseph Bertram III. Okay, up first we have DOT.
Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Iligan, honorable members of the committee, the DOT would like to stand on our testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Gail Lewis. Okay, and support. Let's see. Okay, I believe that's all the testimony we have. Any others wishing to testify? Okay, HR 141, HR 141. Seeing none, members, any questions? Yes, seeing none, let's move on to the next resolution, HR 181. Okay, this would request the DOT in collaboration with DLNR, DBED to convene a working group to examine the impact of sustainable transportation solutions in the state, including ground effect vehicles and other innovative technologies. Okay, up first, we have Energy Office.
I'm Chris Junker for the Hawaii State Energy Office. We'll stand on our written testimony in support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Regent Craft Inc. Support David Uchiyama. Okay, also in support. Okay, members, we have lead testimony from DOT.
Yes, sir. We've submitted testimony, but probably was late. Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Iligan, honorable members of the committee, the DOT would like to stand on our testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Surfrider Foundation. In support, members, we do have further late testimony from the Council of Native Hawaiian Advancement. Okay, in support. Any others wishing to testify? HR 181. Seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, let's move on to the next, HR 180, HR 180. Okay, this would request DOT to convene a working group and various committees to create and recommend federal, state, and county subsidies for the transport of waterborne cargo consistent with the findings of last year's Water Carrier Working Group final report. Okay. First, we have DOT.
Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Iligan, honorable members of the committee, the DOT is in support of the measure and we would like to stand on our written testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Department of Agriculture.
Good morning, Chair Aquino and members of the committee. I am Matthew Loke, Administrator, Ag Development Division, testifying on behalf of the Chairperson and Department of Agriculture. We will stand on our written testimony offering supporting comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Chris Nakagawa, Young Brothers. In support. Yeah, members, we do have lead testimony from the HUG Group, Hawaii Harbor Users Group. Okay, in support. Okay, any others wishing to testify? HR 180, HR 180. Okay, seeing none, members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, let's move on to the last, HCR 42, HR 37. Requesting the auditor to conduct an audit of harbor inspection procedures of state and federal departments or agencies for shipping containers to prevent the importation of illegal fireworks into the state. Okay, up first we have DOT.
Chair Aquino, Vice Chair Iligan, honorable members of the committee, the DOT would like to stand on our testimony, which provides comments to the measure. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Office of the Auditor. Okay, with comments. Okay, members, we do have late testimony from Mike Moran, the Kihei Community Association. Support, and Gerard Silva opposing the resolutions. Okay, any others wishing to testify? HCR 42, HR 37. Okay, seeing none, members, any questions? We're going to recess for decision making. Recess. Okay, reconvening our 11:05 agenda for decision-making on all these resolutions. Okay, first one is HCR 29, HR 25. This would encourage DOT to work with stakeholders to come up with a holistic plan for a certain area in Maui County. Members, the recommendation is to move this out as is. Any questions or concerns? This is the Clark special, I was told. Yeah. All right. Okay. Seeing none, House Draft 1. Oh, excuse me, unamended.
Thank you, Chair. The recommendation of the chair is to pass HCR 29 and HR 25 as is. Chair and Vice Chair votes aye. Representative Clark?
Aye.
Representative Hashimoto?
Aye.
Representative Kitagawa is excused. Representative Lopresti?
Aye.
Representative Nakamura?
Aye.
Representative Takumi?
Aye.
Representative Matsumoto?
Aye.
Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. Moving on to HCR 156, HR 156. Yeah, members, the recommendation is to move this out as is. Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, as is.
Thank you, Chair. Noting the absence of Representative Kitagawa for this measure and for future measures in this hearing, any members wishing to vote with reservations? Any members wishing to vote no? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. Moving on to HCR 125, HR 125. This would request the auditor to perform a performance audit of the driver's ed program. Members, the recommendation is to move this out as is. Any questions or concerns? Yes, Rep. Hashimoto.
Chair, thank you so much for moving this out. And members, I request your indulgence in passing this out. I think it's very important. I think we've been trying to work with Department of Transportation and trying to find solutions on this. You know, we try to work with things within the department so we don't have to do these kind of resos. But unfortunately, I think a lot of excuses have been made in terms of trying to move this issue forward instead of collaboratively working to try and, you know, mitigate this issue. So, you know, I think this is the next step, and hopefully we can figure out what we can do to solve this issue statewide. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much, Representative. Any other comments or questions? Okay, thank you very much. Unamended.
Thank you, Chair. Any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure has been adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. Moving on to HCR 153, HR 153. Members, the recommendation is to move this out as a House Draft 1. We're gonna make very clear that the request is for prorated semi-annual basis. Okay. Biannual can mean two different things. Yeah. Also, we're gonna be removing the last whereas paragraph on page 2 and remove the first be it resolved paragraph on page 2 as well. Okay. Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair, House Draft 1.
Thank you, Chair. Any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. HCR 103, HR 99. Members, the recommendation is to move this out as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. Moving on to HCR 141, HR 141. Members, the recommendation is to move out as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair, as is.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any more members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to HR 181. Okay, members, the recommendation is to move this resolution as a House Draft 1. We're gonna add the Energy Office CEO or designee to the working group. And we're also gonna be removing the transportation chairs from this working group for both the House and Senate. Okay. Any questions or concerns, members? Seeing none, House Draft 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any members voting no? Any members voting with reservations? With all members voting aye. Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, moving on to HCR 180, HR 180. Okay, members, for these resolutions, okay, we're gonna make a few changes. So House Draft 1, we're gonna add the Hawaii Farm Bureau. We're also going to add a labor organization that represents longshoremen. We're also going to add the PUC and the Hawaii Cattlemen's Council to this working group. And we're also going to be removing the transportation chairs from the House and Senate from the working group. Yeah. Any questions or concerns, members? Seeing none, House Draft 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye, Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members. HCR 42, HR 37. Okay, members, the recommendation is to move this as a House Draft 1. There were some concerns that were brought up in testimony by the auditor's office. So we're going to remove federal agencies from the resolution, from the scope of the audit. Okay. Other than that, I think everything looks okay. I think. Okay, members, any questions or concerns? Seeing none, House Draft 1.
Thank you, Chair. Any members voting with reservations? Any members voting no? With all members voting aye, Chair, your measure is adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, members, members of the audience, members on Zoom. Thank you very much. This is our last hearing. Okay, so it's been a joy. Okay, good job. We're adjourned.